I have a 2002 Ford Windstar here. I'm going to be replacing the door lock actuator on this driver's side door here. And here's the new part I've ordered. And first thing we're going to do is just get this door panel off. It's pretty straightforward. This piece just has a snap and it just pops off. There's going to be some screws down here on the bottom. You got a couple down here. You've got a couple that you have to remove from this door handle. And I believe there's one up under this right here as well, but it's pretty straightforward. This piece just pops out of here. Pop it out in the wrong direction. It actually pops from this end and then pulls out, and you just take that out of your way. But that's the first thing I'm going to do is just get this door panel off, and we'll just pick up from there. In removing that door panel, you just unsnap your connectors. You're going to have 3 that go into that controls right there, and then this light just kind of twists out from the bottom. Next, I'm just removing these torque headed screws right here, and there's just 3 of those. Okay, now the next thing I've done is I've come on the inside of the door here, and this is looking at the bottom of this latch assembly. It's already loose, but I just disconnected that white connector and this one right here, this black one. And now I'm going to go about trying to wiggle this thing around where I can get it loose here. Okay, I wanted to show you the next thing I've done here. There is 3 screws that hold this handle on. And all I've done, so here's the handle. There's just 3 studs that come through that right there. I just took those out, and I found it easier to just come from this side and disconnect the hook from that blue connector and from this one right here. If you can see this little white connector on this handle, all I did was disconnect this from this one right here, and then this one I took out of the blue. And that's just, I found that to be easier than trying to dig around in there and unhook them from the motor. So that's where we're at. Now I'm just going to unhook this manual door lock here, and it just, you pop this thing over and it just slides right out. So I'm going to go ahead and get that removed. I had a little issue getting this removed, so I wound up just maneuvering it around and left that actually on there. And now we're going to go about removing this this actuator, and you can see it right here. And so we're going to go ahead and take this off here. Looks like, let's see, looks like we just have it kind of snapped into there. It looks like it just kind of slides out, so we're going to go ahead and get that removed. Okay, so here's the old one and here's the new one, and you can definitely tell that they look a little bit different. So I'm just hoping it's going to work. It claimed that it was the right part for this particular year and model, so we'll see what happens here. Had a little trouble sliding that thing off there, and you can see I kind of broke the end off there. So it doesn't matter much, it was broken anyway, but anyhow, I got it off there, so we're going to go ahead and work on sliding this in here on now. Okay, and here's the new one slid into place, and we're going to go ahead and put this back in here and see how it's going to work. Okay, so you just kind of push this thing back in here and you kind of just twist it around this window thing. I suppose you could take that loose if you wanted to, but I didn't want to mess with it and take a chance of getting my window not working right. But anyways, another thing, make sure you can see this hole right here that your manual lock's got to come up through. At the very first thing you want to do is make sure you got it going up through that hole before you start working that thing around that that track right there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move these up and reconnect my outside door handle before I move any farther. Okay, I just wanted to show you how I hooked this up. And this part, it said, just has the hook, and I just put a little dab of grease. Just first thing I did was tilted the handle where I needed it and slid that on, and then the next one that I just slipped into place, which is very easy. It's got this little hook on it and it just slips right up into that connector there. So we're going to go ahead and put this back on now, and I'm going to go fasten it. You see it's got the little studs, and you just line those up into place, and we're going to go ahead and refasten that from the inside. Okay, and I've just reinstalled those 3 bolts onto the handle. And another important thing, I've pushed these wires out here, but these, let me see if I can get them started back in here. It's very important that you get these wires routed back behind the track. So in other words, before we get this fastened, we're going to make sure that we push them back in there and behind this track and connect them just like that, so it's not going to be up here in the way of the window. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now and get those reconnected. Okay, and there those wires are reconnected, if you can see those on the orange one and then the white one there. And so now everything else is connected. We're going to go ahead and put our screws in from the outside, and we're just going to be reinstalling those torque screws right there. Okay, and I've just removed the control and put it on here for now before I go to putting all this door panel back on. And I've just confirmed that my lock is working. You can see that it's moving up and down like it's supposed to, and we should be all finished up here. Just want to point out, if your lock is not working, you know, you want to check and make sure you don't have a wiring problem or a fuse or something first before you go to ripping into your actuator. I knew that this was the actuator because it was trying to do something, it just wasn't moving it, and so I knew that's what the issue was. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and just get the door panel back on, just the reverse process, but hopefully that can help somebody out. And even though that door actuator didn't match, apparently it works just fine, so that's good news. And thank you for watching.